Oh my gosh. Y'all, look at this huge, giant stack of books. Huge, huge. This was my TBR for September. Look how big this thing is. Freaking ridiculous. So, I did just get home from the gym. I am wearing a Beetlejuice Halloween shirt and some Halloween shorts. I am ready for October, as it is October 2nd today. Let's get into my September reading wrap-up and talk about all of the books that I read during the month of September, because let me tell you, it was such a freaking good reading month. I mean, it was so good. I read so many good books. I read so many good books. And I read a lot of books. And a lot of pages. It was a lot. So, let's start off the wrap-up by going through some stats. So, in the month of September, I read 9 books. 9. I read 9. Then I read 3 audiobooks, 4 physical books, 1 Kindle book, and 1 physical/audio. Yeah, it's a lot. That's a lot. And get this, my average rating, 4.44. Guys, that's almost 4.5 stars. Average rating across 9 books for the entire month. It was such a freaking good reading month. It was so good. So, I read 4,362 pages. Almost 4,400 pages. That's a lot, guys. That's a lot. That's a lot for me. That's a lot for me. I did pretty good. I am proud of myself for all of the books that I read this month. And also, in the month of September, I reached my yearly reading goal. So my yearly reading goal was 71 books. And I know that number seems kind of odd. It's 1 more book than I read last year. So in the year of 2024, I read 70 books, 70. So this year, my goal was 71 books. And I read 71 books. And I met my goal in the month of September. So, done with that. The genres that I read 1 fantasy, 5 fantasy romance, romantasy, 2 romance, and 1 cozy fantasy. So, a lot of fantasy books this month, and I have a feeling that's why my average rating was so high. Let's talk about some stuff. September was also the autumn equinox for Magical Readathon. And spoiler alert, I passed my semester. Plus some. So, definitely passed the semester, definitely made it through, got all the prompts, read all the books. We're good there. We'll talk more about that when I'm going through all the individual books. So, let's start off with the books that I picked for my TBR that I did not get to. So, my goal or my focus for the month of September was Magical Readathon. Some of the spinner wheel books that we picked for the core main TBR, I did not get to because my focus was Magical Readathon. So, let's talk about the books that I did not get to. So we will first start off with Whiskey Beach by Nora Roberts. Did not get to this. This was not a Magical Readathon book, and it was not one of the books in my fall reading vlog, so did not get to this. Then I had London Prep book number 6, and I think, oh no, it was a book published in 2022, picked London Prep book number 6, did not get to that. Then came Husbands and Lovers by Beatrice Williams. This spun on the spinner wheel. I did not get to this. It was also not a Magical Readathon book. Then, out of the spinner wheel, spun a mug pick, and we got Scarlet Letter. Still haven't taken the sticker off. Did not get to this book, unfortunately. So this book will go back into the mug to be picked, hopefully, and actually read in the future. So those were the 4 physical books that I did not get to in the month of September. So let's talk about some physical / Kindle books that I did read in September. So let's go ahead and start off with A False Start by Elsie Silver. Now, I may have said the wrong name of the title in some of my previous videos because the books in this series, I keep getting the names all mixed up. But book number 4 in the Gold Rush Ranch series, I read that book for Magical Readathon in September with a book with a vertical spine title. Let me tell you guys, this was my favorite book of the whole series. I absolutely loved it. I loved it so much. In this book, we have Nadia Dalka, who is the younger sister of Stefan Dalka, who is the main male character in book number 3 in this series, and her love interest, Griffin. So, Griffin is Stefan's best friend. There is a significant age gap. I think it was like 14 years or something like that. So he is a little bit older than she is. She's in her early 20s. And Nadia has had a rough upbringing, and that is delved a little bit more deeply into in Stefan's book. However, she's had a rough childhood. She's been through a lot. Her and Stefan grew up in Romania. As soon as she turned 18, she was able to leave and come to the United States with her brother. Now, both of their parents are dead. So, and we find that out in Stefan's book. Maybe even before. I don't really remember. We find that out pretty early on in this series. Nadia's been through a lot. And she wants to become at first a vet tech and then a vet. So she's going through school. She's working at the vet office that's on Gold Rush Ranch, being that Mira is her sister-in-law. Mira is Stefan's wife. And because one of the other characters from the first book in the series is pregnant and having a baby, she can't do all of the horse training on the ranch anymore. So the ranch hires Griffin to come and help train these horses and help break the young horses. So he's there all the time. He's grumpy. He doesn't talk a lot. We find out in like the preface of the book that Griffin and Nadia have met before a couple of years ago. And they had an encounter. And neither of them have been able to stop thinking about it since. They obviously are attracted to each other, have feelings for each other, and they have to go through and deal with the age gap, them being afraid of what other people will think, them being afraid of her brother, what he'll think, and just also the turmoil of stuff going on in both of their lives, because Griffin has also been through a lot in his life. A lot of shit has happened to him. So we have to go get through all of that in the midst of them having a relationship. And guys, that book was so good. I loved it so much. I loved it so much. I stayed up so late reading that book. I think I finished it in like 3 days, which is really fast for me. And I didn't want to put it down. I just loved it so much. So I ended up giving A False Start 4.5 stars. 4.5 stars. After A False Start, which that was actually one of the last ones I read in the month. And yeah, I talked about that book in my Magical Readathon reading vlog, which I'll link down below. Then one of the first books, I think it was the first book I read. Well, no, I finished Fire in the Flesh first. Maybe I should I go in order? Okay, so the first physical book that I finished for the month, I'm just skipping around. I'm so exhausted today. Oh my gosh. Anyway, was A Fire in the Flesh by Jennifer L. Armentrout. And this is the 3rd book in the Flesh and Fire series, which is about Sarah and Niktos. Guys, I know I've been reading through the whole series for the last couple months. And guys, I love these books so much. I love these books so much. Like, this book was so good. Some bad shit happens, per usual. But they get through it. Niktos and Sarah's relationship, love it. Sarah's relationship with the people in the Shadowlands, love it. Love this story. Love all the things that are going on. I love getting all the background information about stuff that is talked about in the Blood and Ash series. But this series, y'all, this series, I gave this book 4.5 stars. 4.5 stars. Very good. Loved it. Loved it a lot. Then I finished The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy. And this is by Brigitte Knightley. And I read this book for my fall reading vlog, which I will also link down below. And this is a Dramini fanfic retelling, traditionally published. And I figured I would like this book. I figured I would like it. Now this is the Illumicrate edition and I think it's gorgeous, but I figured I would like this book. I saw maybe 1 or 2 reviews on YouTube that weren't the greatest, that were kind of like, it's fine, you know. And I will admit, it's a little slow in the beginning. It's a little slow. And it takes a while to get through the introduction, meeting the characters, getting the world built, because this has a different magic system and different orders of people, of magicians, and they each have different focuses or different specialties. And you got to learn the language and learn the world and learn the characters. So that takes a little bit of time. Romance between these two is very, very slow. And it slowly develops over time. So not only does the main male character, Osric, need Orion, who's the main female character, but they're from different orders. And her order does not like his order. He's in the bad order. Well, it is a bad order. They murder people. And she's in the good order. You have that aspect as well. So they're kind of denying or pushing away their feelings because of this too. But I really enjoyed it. It's actually really funny. And I enjoy serious books, but I also enjoy funny books. And I was laughing out loud with this one. I was really enjoying it. I enjoyed it. And I thought maybe it was a little too slow. Maybe, but you know, I understood why it was slow. I got it. It didn't bother me. I loved it. If you want to hear more in-depth thoughts about all the characters and everything, go check out the reading vlog, the fall reading vlog, link down below. But I ended up giving The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy 4.25 stars. So I loved this book a lot. Really, really enjoyed it. Cannot wait for the next one. I will be ordering the Illumicrate edition of the next book. So then after that, I read probably my second favorite book of the month. I read a lot of good books this month, y'all. I mean, I read a lot of good books this month. I read Warrior, Princess, Assassin by Bridget Kemmerer. Guys, this is a brand new fantasy romance series. This is the Fairy Loot edition of this book, and it's beautiful. But, guys, I'm pretty sure I read this in my Magical Readathon reading vlog. Pretty sure I did. No, I know I did. I know I did. And I finished this book in like 4 days, which is also really fast for me. So, we have 3 main characters in this book. We've got Princess Jory, we've got King Maddox Kyronen, and we've got Hunter Asher. And the book starts off with Jory and Asher, who have been friends since childhood. But Asher was banished because of some things that happened, and he became a hunter. And so Asher visits Jory the night before her arranged marriage to King Maddox Kyronen from a neighboring country, a neighboring kingdom to build an alliance against the third kingdom, Dragonius, in this world. Because these two kingdoms need each other. So, then we meet Kai and all of his most trusted guards who are... Kai and his guards are traveling to Astranza for this marriage. And they meet each other and they like each other. And then some stuff happens. Jory finds out some stuff, Asher finds out some stuff, and some stuff happens. And they don't handle it the best. And they really piss Kai off. But at the end, they all work their stuff out and they all come together. And it's wonderful. Guys, I love this book so much. I love this book so freaking much. Highly recommend. So good. Amazing. I cannot wait for this friggin' second book to come out. I can't believe I have to wait another year plus for the second book to come out because it hasn't even been announced yet. We don't even know when it's coming. I just 5 stars. 5 stars, immediate 5 stars. I would say within the first 15 pages, I knew this was going to be 5 stars for me. I knew it. And it was so good. So good. Highly recommend. If you have not read this yet, please read it. It's so good. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. I read Visions of Flesh and Blood by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Now this is book 5.5 in the Blood and Ash series. So it's a compendium written by Miss Willa Collins, who is a character from the Blood and Ash series. And she is a very, very old Atlantean. And she's got some stories. She's done some stuff. She's lived, for sure. So this book is basically a recap of the first 5 from Blood and Ash books and the first 3 Flesh and Fire books. If it has been a while since you've read any of those books, this is a great way to refresh your memory and remind yourself what's going on and get back into the stories. Such a great way. There are a few additional extra scenes with Cass and Poppy and Kieran and also Sarah and Niktos. And there were also a couple of diary entries from Miss Willa about her escapades that she has been through over the years. I will have to say that I enjoyed the book, even though I skimmed through most of it, because since I've read all of these books recently, I knew all the information in here. So if you have recently read all the books, really, it's not necessary to read this. Unless you like character art. Because let me tell you, there is some really, really good character art in here. I've picked out a couple. We've got Cass, Poppy, and Kieran. If you know, you know. We've got Sarah and Niktos. And we've got Reaver. And there are pictures of pretty much every character in here. And so I love character art, so I loved it just for the character art. I ended up giving this book 4 stars because I didn't see the reason on giving it a low rating, because I like the writing, I like the author, I like the story. And just because I've recently read all of the books doesn't mean that I need to give it a low rating. I think it was a good thing for the author to do, especially because this series has taken multiple years for all the books to come out. So it's just a nice reminder. Got the sun coming in my window, so I'm gonna have to move a little bit because it's, look, she's shining in my face. I'm gonna scoot up a little bit. Okay, that should be okay. As long as I don't lean back too far. That was Visions. And then I finished A False Start. And just keep leaning into the sun. Then the last physical book that I read was this tome, Born of Blood and Ash. This is the 4th and final book in the Flesh and Fire series about Sarah and Nyktos and the Shadowlands and Elysium and all of the stuff that goes on in that world. I finished this book on the 30th, so 2 days ago. I am unwell. I am unwell. This book was so good. So much happened. So much happened in this book. So much happened. This was the book that I read, some on my Kindle, or some physical and some audiobook. A lot of it I listened and read to at the same time. It was so good. A lot of the questions are answered. You get mostly wrapped up at the end. But there's still so much stuff that we need to know. There's still so much stuff. There's still so much stuff. There's still so much that's unknown. So I don't know if in the last 2 Blood and Ash books we get more of Sarah and Nyktos. I don't know. I really hope that she writes another series about Malek and Iris, about their children. I hope we get another book. A series. I hope we get another series because there's so much. There's so much in the in-between. There's so much in the in-between. From when this book ends and from when Blood and Ash starts. There's still so much. I don't want to be done with this world. I just love it so much. I just love it so much. This was just so good. This was just so good. 5 stars. You should know. It is 5 stars. It's 5 stars. It's so good. I love this series. I can't say enough. And I know they're long books, and I know there are a lot of books in the series, but guys, it is so worth it. It is so worth it. Please, please, please. It's so worth it. It's so worth it. So worth it. 5 stars. Absolutely $1,000,006. Sarah and Ash. And Reaver. And Nectis. And Jadis. There's so much we need to know still. I just loved it so much. I just loved it so much. Okay, so let's go back and talk about audiobooks. Probably should have started with audiobooks. Okay, so the ones that I did not listen to that were spun on the Spinner Wheel TBR were Mother-in-Law, The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna, and How to End a Love Story. I just simply did not get to those audiobooks this month. Didn't have time, didn't get to them. But the ones that I did finish, I read The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I listened to The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Lori Gilmore. That was the first audiobook that I finished this month. And I did read that during my fall reading vlog as well. So a lot more of the thoughts will be in that vlog. But I really enjoyed the book. It was good. It was nice and cozy and fall. And I really, really enjoyed the buildup of the relationship and them meeting and all of that. I really, really enjoyed it. The end of the book was rushed for me. I felt like they had all this buildup and then all of a sudden they were together and that was it. They were just together. So I thought the ending was a little bit rushed. And if you watch the vlog, you'll know why. I ended up giving that book 4 stars because I did really enjoy it. I liked it. The ending was a little rushed. Still enjoyed it enough that I will be reading at least the next book or 2 in the series. Then, finally, got to listen to A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sangu Mandana. And I have been waiting for this book for over a year because it was supposed to come out last year and it didn't. Came out, listened to it, loved it. Loved the storyline, loved the romance. I really loved the romance. It was so good. I loved everything about this book. It was cute, it was cozy, it was atmospheric. It had issues that were solved. It was so cute. I really enjoyed it. Definitely recommend it. 4.25 stars. So good. Then the last book that I read for the month, listened to whatever audiobook, was Murtagh by Christopher Paolini. And yes, I know I have the physical book, and usually I like to read the physical books that I have. However, I have been doing a reread of the Aragon series, the Inheritance Cycle via audiobook because I love the audiobook narrator so much. So, finally got to read Murtagh. It was so good. I loved it. I loved finding out more about Thorne and Murtagh and their relationship and the things they had been through. It was rough though, because they've been through a lot and then they go through even more in this book. There were times that I had to stop reading the audiobook and take a little bit of a break because it was hurting my heart so bad. Because I have come to love these characters so much since the books came out. So we're talking early 2000s. I was listening and reading and listening to these books. So for the last 20 years, I've lived in this world and read these books and reread these books and listened to these books over and over again because I love them so much. It was hurting me, the stuff that they were going through. More stuff that they had to go through in this book. And the sun's coming even more now, but I had to pause and stop reading multiple times because it was causing me turmoil. But I really enjoyed the book. I obviously love this author's writing. I loved the story. There will be more books. This did not wrap up. This book is not the last. This book is not the last. And even Christopher Paolini has said that. After I finished this book, I got onto his Instagram and was looking through a bunch of his posts, and there will be at least 2 more books in Alagasia. We're hoping in the next year that we'll have another one. Not a Murtagh book, but it's called like Adventures in Alagasia Volume 2. And that is based off of a book that he has written for a Kickstarter, and he's gonna kind of revamp it. And I'm gonna shut the blinds. I had to shut the blinds because the sun is going down. And yet I still have, whatever, I'm almost done. So, I loved this book. I loved the story. Definitely recommend it for fans of the Inheritance Cycle, for sure. I gave this book 4.5 stars, so good, definitely worth it. Loved it a lot. Y'all, those are all the books that I read in the month of September. I did complete Magical Readathon. I got all 8 prompts. 8 prompts with 7 books. Plus Year in Eldia we completed as well. Book with a vertical title was A False Start. Then Born of Blood and Ash was a book with a sun on the cover and a book with a prime number of letters in the title. I purchased a scroll so that I could use 1 book for 2 prompts, and this is a big book. So then Visions of Flesh and Blood was an auto by author. Murtagh was a book in the 600 pages. I had Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy with a pink book with a pink cover. Then we had Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping, which was a book published in 2025, and also the Year in Eldia book. I don't remember what that prompt was. I think it may have been a book published this year. I don't remember. And then also Warrior Princess Assassin was the 9th book that I stumbled upon while scrolling through social media. Did I get all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, so that's all of them. All the books accomplished. Autumn Equinox. Got my Year in Eldia book for the month of September. Read a bunch of books. Really enjoyed them all. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know down below if you've read any of these books and you liked them, or if you can't wait to read some of them. Please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.